Print on demand is hard. Sometimes coming up with design ideas is hard. Sometimes choosing a niche is hard. Sometimes figuring out which product you want to sell is hard. If you agree with any of those things, I want you to say the word yes out loud. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, yes. That was weird. If you did say yes though, today in this video, I'm gonna show you one of the coolest print on demand stores that I have ever seen. They've got over 5,000 customer reviews on their site, and they have likely done about $500,000 in sales. The reason I'm guessing that number is because if you multiply their reviews by their average selling price, that's about what you get. If you want to see some of the other awesome print-on-demand stores that I have discovered through my research, make sure to check out some of my other videos here on my YouTube channel. And if you want to go through some step-by-step training to build your own store, make sure to check out my course. There is a link down in the description. It is completely free, and inside it will show you how to build out your store. So here's the store we are going to look at today. It is called polkapetshop.com. And like I said, they are one of the coolest print-on-demand stores that I have ever seen. As we scroll through here, I'll let you guys get a little bit of a look at this. As we go through the video today, we're going to be breaking down how they are doing this. We'll talk about the suppliers they are using for their products. We'll take a look at their advertising. We'll take a look at their social media pages and more. Basically, my goal of showing you this is to give you an example of a really cool print-on-demand store. Before we do that, I want to sort of give you a framework to work from. Meaning, if you are trying to build your own print-on-demand store, I want to give you a framework. Ultimately, if you want to have a successful print-on-demand store, you're going to have to do 3 things very well. The first is you're going to have to identify a passionate niche. The second is you're going to have to choose a product that people in that niche will actually want to buy. And then third, you're going to want to make a design that fits the product that people in your niche will actually pay for. And that's exactly what this store has done here. They've chosen a niche. They've got pets mixed with, obviously, Pokemon, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, whether or not this is actually legal or not. They've then chosen really cool products. They got these little playing card looking things that appear to look like a Pokemon card. They also have canvases. I believe I saw blankets on here as well if I continue to scroll down. Basically what I'm saying is they have mastered that framework that I just brought you through, and ultimately that is what is leading to a lot of their success. And here is the actual video ad. I'm looking at it on my phone. You guys can see it here. Here is the video ad that I saw in my Facebook newsfeed that made me discover this store. And I think that they've done just a fantastic job at drawing people in. I certainly watched this entire ad. They do a great job at basically showing exactly what it is they can create, but they have a whole bunch of samples to show you. And ultimately, that's a great way to create some awesome and engaging ads, or even just posts on social media. Even if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of sales and a lot of customers submitting these things to you, what you could do is you could order your own samples, and then you could create your own ad with those samples. That's something I've done a lot in the past. I have had students of mine as well do very well doing that. Sometimes it just makes the ad stand out a little bit more. So they have a how it works section here on their store. Basically, step 1 is to upload your photo. Step 2 is to place your order. Step 3 is they're going to dry. And then on step 4, they're going to send our art. So let's just click Pokafy My Pet and see what happens here. They offer a couple of different options here. Obviously, they have the Poka Pet option. Looks like they have a Magic the Gathering version, so some other cards as well. They have what looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card because it says Yugi Pet on here. They also have some embroidered hoodies as well. Let's just click into the Poka Pet card and take a look and see exactly what this is all about. If we click through their photos, we can see this canvas option here. We can see this blankets, and it looks like it just continues to show a few different options of it. In their description, it says that they can do any animal or person, that they can do reptiles, dogs, cats, horses, any pet. So basically, we're gonna be able to take a photo of our pet, put it on one of these cards. One quick note here is on the bottom of the product page, they have just tons, almost 6,000 reviews from customers on here, basically showing that they are a well-oiled machine. They have a lot of happy people that have ordered, and ultimately this is just helping them to make even more sales. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting here on their store. Essentially, when it comes to personalizing this, people have so many different things that they can choose, and obviously something like this would take take a little bit of time for you to actually set up. You would need to basically get these different emblems here to be able to include, be able to get these different backgrounds here as well. So that way, as you're assembling your designs, you would be able to actually include that sort of stuff here. If you are looking for a Shopify app that you can install in your store that would allow you to set fields up on the product page, you could check out something like this here, Infinite Options. I'm not sure exactly what they are using here on their store, but Infinite Options will allow you to do something similar. Keep in mind though, you would still need to create your designs on the back end manually. Okay, here, so they allow us to choose whether it's a metal card, a canvas, a blanket. We could either create a bundle, we could do a full card or a simplified version. I'm assuming that's just going to limit the amount of things that we can input, and basically they give people the complete flexibility to choose whatever it is they want here, right? Whatever badges they want, whatever text, and overall they can really create something super custom, and ultimately that's why I think so many people are really happy with the products they are providing. Here is their Instagram page. They have almost 60,000 followers, and they are basically doing a very nice job at posting tons of content on their page, both in terms of trying to promote their own products and also to grow a little bit of a community. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know I talk a lot about encouraging people to do something similar to this, where they are creating a social media profile to begin promoting not only their products but also their brand. And ultimately this store has been able to make a bunch of sales. A lot of them likely are coming through their Instagram page here, which means they are not having to spend any money to get people to their site through the form of an ad or something like that. And like I said, they've got almost 60,000 followers here to show for it. In terms of Facebook ads and Instagram ads, they are certainly running some. If we go into the Facebook ads library here, we can see that they have lots of different advertisements running both on Facebook and on Instagram. Basically, a lot of these ads look like the one I showed you earlier. One thing to note here is that they're likely pretty profitable on these. If we scroll to the bottom, we can see that they have a couple of ads that have been running for months now. As I am making this video, it is December 7th, and they've had ads here that have been running since August 20th. In terms of what the ad actually looks like, it is very similar to what I showed you before. I'm not quite sure where they're getting this metal card from. This could be something that they might be producing themselves, but definitely the blankets and the canvases that they have could be something we do with print on demand. Before we take a look at suppliers of those products, I think it would be cool if we sort of break down some of the pages they have on their site. That way you guys can see an example of what a really great store does for things like a shipping page. If I click on shipping, you can see here that they basically have gone through and given people all the information they will need. Basically, it covers some things about their shipping insurance that they have. It talks about tracking lost packages and how to contact them if there's an issue. And what's good about having a page like this is that if you ever have any issues with a customer, if someone is reaching out to you and they're asking you questions about their order, like where is it, or something like that, you can simply send them back to this page. You can say something like, hey, this page is on our site, has all the information that you need. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. The same thing is true when it comes to returns, and you can see their return policy here. Basically, they're talking about how to let people know that whether or not they can, change their order and different things like that. They're talking about how to get a refund and who to contact, and this is a good thing to have as well, because depending on your return policy, you may need to uphold it at times. Basically meaning if someone is asking for a refund from you and they do not qualify for one based on your return policy, you can redirect them to a page like this. So here's the blanket they are offering on their site, and they're listing it as a 50-inch by 60-inch. Now, I don't know exactly which supplier they are actually using for this blanket, but I do know on the Printify app, you can get a throw blanket that looks very similar to that product there. And if you'll note here, this is the same exact size. It's 50 inches by 60 inches. Now, they are listing this on Printify for $25. Obviously, if you have a Printify premium account, you're going to be able to get it cheaper than that, and then there is an additional shipping charge on it as well. Here on the Polka Pet Shop website, they have this listed for $100, which means they are likely profiting quite a bit on this product. Similarly, for their canvases, I don't know which supplier they are using. What I do know is that they have canvases listed on here for $69.99 through $84.99. They have 3 different size options available. They have a 12 by 9, a 16 by 12, and a 24 by 18. Here inside of the Printify app, they have a canvas that looks very similar And if we look at the details here and we start to see the sizes, you will see that they have a whole bunch of different sizes here, ranging from about $11 all the way up to $35 for the really large size. This one is a 24 by 20. So it is highly likely that they are profiting quite a bit with a selling price like that. Here on Facebook, they basically do a lot of what they did on Instagram as well. Obviously, when it comes to Facebook pages for print-on-demand stores, there is a little bit less reach, right? If you're running an Instagram page, there's a lot of people that could discover you. On Facebook, if you're just posting on a Facebook page, there's probably not as many people that are new to your page actually seeing you for the first time. Obviously, when you're posting things on Facebook, that's more for people that are already following your page. But nevertheless, they have done a great job at posting great content here and just setting up a great little page for their business. You can see they have almost 19,000 people who like the page. So hopefully this was cool to see. Hopefully you got value out of this. I truly do try to do my best here to show you really cool stores that I stumble across. And this one definitely was one that stood out to me. Now, a lot of you might be wondering about the legalities of this store. Is it actually a legal thing that they are doing? Meaning, obviously, they are making things that resemble Pokemon, right? They are creating canvases and blankets that look like Pokemon cards. Now, first and foremost, I am not a trademark expert. I am not a lawyer. I am not any of those things. I am just a regular guy on the internet here talking about a business model that I have done for a while. My initial reaction to this site is that they are definitely violating trademark. And the reason for that is because they use the word Poka in their name. Okay, if they took that away, there's nothing here that says Pokemon, there's no imagery that are owned by Pokemon. They would just be creating cards that look like Pokemon, right? And at the end of the day, that is not really something that I think Pokemon, in my non-lawyer opinion, could actually have grounds to have protected, right? When it comes to a trademark, you are trademarking something, right? You're trademarking a logo, a description of something, a slogan, or something like that. But you can't just trademark an aesthetic, meaning a neon colored card with text arranged in a certain way with cartoon images of animals, right? You can't really trademark that. So in my non-lawyer opinion, I think that this is a very big gray area for something like this. In my humble opinion, I would not recommend you to start with something like this, meaning getting this close to an actual brand in terms of, the actual look of the cards, as well as the word Poka in the logo. You can also see the font they've chosen is very similar to the Pokemon font. If we scroll down, we will see in their footer here, it says we are no way associated or authorized by the card games we draw inspiration from. So basically they're talking about the fact that they look like something, but they're saying they're not associated with them. Regardless though, I think that there's a good chance that they are probably not violating any laws. And the fact is that they are running a pretty big store here, right? Remember, on Instagram, they have almost 60,000 followers. Here on Facebook, they got about 20,000. And overall, they're running a bunch of Facebook ads. And basically what I'm saying is their business is out there, right? It's not like they're a small business that no one has ever seen. This is a pretty large print-on-demand store. There's a good chance that if there was grounds for Pokemon to come after them or for them to get shut down in some way, that it probably would have happened already. I think that they are right in that gray area where they are creating something that sort of looks like a Pokemon card, but at the end of the day, they're not doing anything that is actually violating a trademark. There are no logos being used, there are no images being used, there's no character names or even anything at all that would be actual intellectual property from Pokemon. They're just creating things that share a similar aesthetic. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Like I said before, I am not an expert. I don't know if this is, something that's going to be illegal or not. To me, it's very, very gray area here. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.